Hi, and welcome to the Fancy Comma YouTube. Today I'm joined by Philip Oyolola. He's a content marketer and marketing enthusiast. He helps tech companies with content that builds trust and educates their audiences. He enjoys writing on topics like search engine optimization or SEO, content marketing, and managing client relationships. Whenever he's not writing, he's watching sci-fi or listening to Afrobeats. We just talked to your friend, and now we finally get to interview you. What got you into copywriting?
That's a long story. In Nigeria, like where I'm from, Nigeria, we don't really have much option. So, as at the time, I have a brother. He's into content marketing. You probably have heard of him. Uh, his name is Peter. He's a great content marketer too. So through him, I got to content marketing. So I was influenced through my brother. I got into content marketing through my brother. So that's how I got into content marketing.
So your brother's a content marketer
Yes.
and you are a content marketer. How long has did you grow up doing content marketing? Did you go to college for something? Like, what's your story for how did you get into copywriting with the story
Okay.
of you
Um,
getting into copywriting?
there was a time I post poems on Instagram. I think that's how I started. That's the initial background. So then my brother was like, I could do this. So he started introducing content marketing to me. I didn't go to school for content marketing. In fact, I studied political science and international relations. So that's what I did for my first degree. So I didn't go to school for content marketing. So I got to like know about content marketing through people like attending spaces, community online spaces and stuff like that, reading courses. Uh, that's how I got to content marketing. And I'm even doing more than content marketing now. Lately, I've been trying web development. So I'm learning web development currently now.
That is awesome. So are you doing programming?
Yes, full stack web development.
So you kind of are becoming a one-stop shop for web development because you have the copywriting knowledge, you have the web development knowledge. Any interesting projects you've worked on recently or are working on besides writing some excellent blogs for us?
Just starting to like, I'm taking classes on web development right now. That's what I said. I'm taking classes on
Oh
web
yeah. So are you taking those classes online?
online courses. But I plan to start maybe an hybrid class or something soon. So like a physical class and an online class together. So
So what did you study in college or did you go to college?
yes, Osun State University is a private. It's a state-owned university. State-owned university. So we have like a statelight. We have like 8 campuses. So in different cities. So that's why I did my first degree.
There's 8 campuses. It's in Nigeria,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So, do you do copywriting in Nigerian as well? Because Timmy, he said he does copywriting in Nigerian as well as in English. And do you have Nigerian clients? Do you mostly have English speaking clients? Like, what's your typical workload like in terms of do you speak regional languages?
Yeah, I do have Nigerian clients, but I think I do more of like international clients mostly. Probably because of the work conditions. It's not really like great working with Nigerians here.
I was talking to Timmy about an article that actually a guy named Oswell Moyo wrote for our blog. It's about using indigenous languages, African storytelling traditions to communicate science better. And Timmy was saying that he used a slang term meaning broke in his copy and it went over really well. Do you do the same thing? Do you recommend using, when you're writing copy for local African companies, do you use indigenous language, indigenous storytelling? Do you mix the sort of like English tradition of copywriting, like English speaking copywriting with like African storytelling? Like, do you have a novel approach to copywriting that way? How does being African influence the way you write copy?
I love this question. It's quite challenging because from my experience with copywriting, I believe the audience come first. So if I'm writing a blog on for Fancy Commoner, I won't want to start. I would like to use it like stories and personal stories that they can relate to. So that means I might have to like cut some story that are like African and turn into stories that they can relate with. Like maybe something happened in a store, so stuff like that. So I feel like it's quite challenging because sometimes I read blogs and I feel like, oh, okay, okay, this is like quite different from like what we do here. So I kind of feel like it's quite challenging for African writers to incorporate probably African stories in their copywriting. However, I've seen some video contents. I've seen a lot of um, YouTube videos where they use our local, our dialects, sorry, our language to teach science. I've seen a couple of that a lot. So, and I feel like that's like commendable. And I believe hopefully someday we can do that too with copywriting.
Copywriting as an art form needs to sort of incorporate cultural perspectives. Like in Africa, it has to have African perspectives. I think it has to have scientific elements as well. Like for science copywriting, it has to adapt to its local context. And I think that trying to take copywriting from like, that's what Ozzy was saying in his article, trying to use English Western narratives to explain stuff to African people maybe not be the best approach. You got to meet people where they are, and
Exactly.
if African people do storytelling a certain way, you can do marketing that kind of fits that storytelling. So, what's your favorite thing about copywriting, and your least favorite thing about copywriting?
I think my favorite part for me is like storytelling, especially when I create like an imaginary but relatable persona. So my favorite part is the storytelling aspect. My least favorite part of copywriting is like um, the research part.
The research part.
Yeah, the research part
What about the research do you not like?
is not fun. Let's be honest with each other. It's not fun. It could be like a long process. You could like, I mean, sometimes I'm working on a um, 2,000 words blog and I'm taking like 2 days, 2.5 days just for research. So that's like a painful process. It could be a painful process, but we have to do it. It's part of the job. So
Research is tough. Research is part of writing good content, and I feel like
yes,
you know more about the copywriting side than I do. Because I'm a scientist, I really like research, but I sometimes the copywriting part is the part where I'm like, well, I mean, it's like everyone has their own things they love and hate about copywriting. For me, one thing I love about copywriting is especially science copywriting, is communicating science to just everyday people that are not interested in science. They didn't come to learn about this product because they like science, but they just get a little bit of science in their copywriting. My least favorite thing about copywriting, honestly, my least favorite thing is that I had to learn a whole new skill set and become a marketer. And I did not see myself as a marketer. But now that I'm in marketing, I'm really grateful to marketing because I've learned all these different skills. But I definitely came to science writing and copywriting as a scientist. But I love copywriting. I think we both love copywriting.
hmm. Yeah, I do too. One of the career paths I'm trying to like work on, apart from like the web development I'm learning right now, is the technical writing aspect.
So you're learning web development and now you're becoming a programmer.
Not just a programmer. I didn't. I'm not letting go of the copywriting part of it, so I still want to do tech writing. That's those are the things I'm open to like I'm working towards right now. So
So I have a question for you, and I ask this
okay.
because um, so what is programming culture like in Nigeria? Because here in the US, is it the same? Like we just drink a lot of coffee, stay up all night programming. Is it the same in Nigeria or in Africa? Is the programming nerd culture the same? Like would I fit in as a nerd if I went to Africa?
Well, you will. You are gonna ask something about Timmy.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. He was like, "Yeah, Phil got me into copywriting." I was like, "Oh," because I didn't realize that he actually knew you, and I was like, "I didn't realize that you guys are friends." And then I was like, "Well, we have to interview both of you." So, did you teach Timmy copywriting?
I won't say teach. I'll be like, just point him to the right spot or something like that. It was not like we sat down or like teach him like that. I think some stuff I did was like sent a couple of material to him, a couple of videos, check his samples, edit some of his work. So I guess that's how like he got into copywriting and stuff. So and sometimes when I have like some job and I can't do it, I outsource it to him, maybe like refer him to some client and stuff like that. So those are the ways I've been able to like uh, probably influence him with in copywriting. So
That's great that you got someone else into copywriting, and I think Timmy is like a total copywriting nerd. That is great. That's really nice of you to help out your friend to teach him such a important life skill. Copywriting can pay a lot, so it's nice to have that skill. And you say your brother does copywriting, so it's kind of like your brother taught you copywriting, then you helped Timmy with copywriting, and then
yeah,
Timmy is helping you, and Timmy are both helping everyone that goes to the Fancy Comma blog because you've written a couple of few articles about copywriting and some of the stuff that I take for granted, like evergreen content and thought leadership. You've been kind enough to explain to everyone at the Fancy Comma blog. I really appreciate that. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about? Assuming we have our internet connection. I think you're on mobile, so that's why it's like kind of unstable. Do you always have internet connectivity problems in Nigeria, or is it just this day that's difficult?
a lot. We having uh, internet issue, light issue, police issue. Everywhere we have a lot of issue here.
Every day, like you check the news, like if Nigeria's in the news, then it's like, oh, I wonder if Phil's going to be able to do copywriting today. Because like if there's something, I don't think Nigeria's not been in the news for. It used to be in the news when I was in grad school. Good Luck Jonathan was in the news like every single day. I remember I watched the World Cup game of Iran and Nigeria in like I forget which World Cup it was. Do you remember that World Cup? You might have been like a little kid back then, but I watched it. It was a tie.
I can't recall. I can't recall.
It was a really good
I,
game. I was at Georgetown. I was in grad school. I was watching it with Nigerian people because I'm Persian, and I was watching the Iran Nigeria game,
wow.
and it was a tie, and it was in Brazil. I think I want to say it was in Brazil. It was a great World Cup, but this World Cup that just happened was the best World Cup I have ever watched. I don't know if you follow soccer, but
I do. It was not. I was rooting for Portugal, so it was devastating.
anyway,
So,
we both like soccer. We both like copywriting,
yeah,
and we both know Timmy. We actually have a lot in common, I think.
yeah, we do.
Do you have anything you want to add or any shout outs that you want to do for on the Fancy Comma YouTube to um, our viewers or people? I think Timmy shouted you out last time. I guess you could shout him out back.
It's been a wonderful experience contributing to the Fancy Comma blog, and I hope like to do more of it. Shout out to Timmy for keeping it down, for keeping it free in the United States right now. So big ups, bro. So I wish you everything. I wish you the best of life. I wish you success and everything. So
You guys have a great relationship because it's cool when you're
oh,
friends and you're
yeah,
both digital marketers, then you can like amplify your friendship through digital marketing. And I feel like if our listeners have learned anything from our YouTube series, it's that you and Timmy are like friends. So, and I think that's really cool. It's been really great working with you and Timmy, and I look forward to working with you guys more, especially now that I know we have so much in common.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, thank you for stopping by the Fancy Comma YouTube, and we hope to, um, we wish you the best with all your future work and hope to be part of it as well.
Thank you very much. It's such a great time to be here too. Thank you.